Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Game Ball podcast stream. I'm your host, Mark, and we're back with the news hour here on August 17th, 2026. I can't believe we're already midway through August. It's been a roller coaster of a month for a bunch of us connected with the Game Ball pod here. But we're getting real close to a bunch of really good video games coming out, so couldn't be more excited. So just starting off up front, as I said last week, in about 2 to 3 weeks or so, I would say after Labor Day, most likely, we'll probably have news on the Extra Life streams this year. I did like the idea, like me doing a long stream. I got to check the when I get the basketball schedule for where I do the clock. Because what I can do is probably start the stream when I come home instead of doing morning break unless if Tom wants to jump in and we do that split up of the big day. But if he's unavailable or no one else wants to take like the 3 to 4 hours while I am not available to come in and do something for a little bit. I'll just start when I get home, and we'll play until the middle of the night. Like do 16 hours or something, play until sunrise or something crazy like that. So, but we're working on that. Oh, hello, Goat. That's fine. Twitch has been a real see you next Tuesday recently, so we'll get to that in the news. So I'm not surprised. So be on the lookout for that. I think it's going to be, a thing where we do every Saturday again, of doing something. I might do more, like planned, days, where we play from like 5 to midnight or more, and stuff like that for Extra Life. But I'm still planning it out. I still hope to get at least a stream with, 2 of us on here, during it. Whether it's me and Tom, whether it's me and Jen, whether it's the 3 of us, whether it's the whole group, just something that's not just me or just Tom or just Jen, a little bit of a co-op stream going there. So we'll figure something out. We'll figure out what night that is and try to schedule it. So with that house cleaning out of the way, this week, what I've been playing, like I said, it's been a little hectic week, and I only played 2 games. Continued with NCAA College Football 27. Realized, which I should have realized before, that you get less experience for beating, for whether you play the full game or just play offense. So I've been trying to play full games now, but outside of that, the game's great. I like the idea of being able to change the stadium so you can make special games and crowds and stuff. And I'm starting to understand the NIL stuff. It's making recruiting completely different. In terms of, you used to, back when you would recruit players, you would just go by star rating and would just go, give me, it's 5 out of 5 stars, give me as much 5 and 4 stars as possible. I'll just take as many of those. Now they're asking for a lot of money, which is part of the, economics of the game. So you have to say, all right, these 3 guys meet, or they're green gems, they're special players. I'll put my money towards them, and I'll go get a bunch of 3 stars that aren't as expensive and just coach them up. Like a thought, like probably most college football teams have. So it's making that a little more realistic, and I'm really liking it. It's making me, check out, the stats when you scout, just the archetype they are, and see if they match what I'm doing, and play off each other, and just makes it a little more in-depth. And I'm enjoying that. It's a little annoying with the, some of the goals that you have, where you have to upgrade your coach. You have to get like a certain ranking in recruiting class, and if you aren't able to it just part of that forces you to, you know, need to end up at one of the bigger schools, and I don't 100% like that. I mean, it's a little more realistic, but I don't. Yes, it would be a lot easier to be at one of the big schools and just have infinite money, basically, and upgrade my coach immediately. But it's more fun playing at a non-traditional school, even in a power conference. But yeah, still enjoying it. Still playing well. I haven't installed any of the mods yet. I think I'm waiting until I'm fully invested and figure out exactly how to do that on here. So I will update you when I do that, so that you guys will know if you do want to do if you want to do any mods to this game if you have it on PC. And the other game I played, you guys watched me play on Monday, was Harvest Moon. And I figured out after the stream, which we're going to have to restart it, so it's going to be part one, due. I didn't understand how the seed planting worked. I thought it was like Stardew Valley, where you go to each individual square and you put in the seed. No, I watched somebody play it, and basically you make the pattern, you stand in the middle of the pattern, you throw the seeds, it fills the pattern. Or at least like a block, like a radius. But so I am absolutely fucked. In the current game I got, I have no way of making money. And I can now that I know what to do, but I'd be starting at such a deficit. I should have so much more money by now. So we'll just start over from the beginning. I know what I'm doing, and I won't, waste the grass. I know how to water, so we'll be tip top shape for that. And as I promised tonight, Duck, we're going to be playing through, one full year, spring, summer, fall, winter, for you guys. So, like I said, I might not even load that episode up. We'll just do part one on YouTube, starting with the one we do tonight. So, be on the lookout. I had a lot of fun with it. It was funny on the stream because the way I worded it was not exactly how I was thinking it. I said, oh, it's kind of like Stardew Valley. And what I meant was, oh yeah, this is obviously where Stardew Valley got it from. But the way it came out of my mouth, it was like, oh, I was surprised there were games like Stardew Valley before Stardew Valley. And that wasn't true, obviously. But I didn't realize how close to Harvest Moon a lot of the things were in Stardew Valley. Because I never played Harvest Moon. This is my first time playing Harvest Moon. Or at least this version. I played a little bit of 164, but I feel that the look of the game being as close to Stardew Valley as it is what kind of made that thought come through. So, but I'm excited to play through it. Now that I know what I'm doing, now I know how to plant, we should be good to go with that. Should be a good time. Got to figure out who I'm going to wife up, if I can even do that in 1 year. But yeah, we look forward to that tonight. I am hoping, now that I don't have anything to do this Saturday, Farm Simulator 96, correct. Now that I don't have anything to do this Saturday, because I have, I have a party on the 29th. I have, I think, soccer at like noon on the 29th, as well. So that Saturday's gone. So I'm hoping this Saturday, now having enough time and not needing to, I don't need to help my niece move this year. So don't have to worry about that. So I'm thinking of, being able to play some Mina and some other games and just have more to talk about on here. So fingers crossed that I can do that, and maybe I can play Mina during the week or something like that. But, I'm hoping to have more to talk about in this first segment going forward. All right. without further ado, like I said, the news is pretty good this week in terms of number. So let's get started. And first up is exactly what we had mentioned. Story about Twitch here. If it was opt-in, nobody would opt in. Twitch is using streamers' content to trade generative AI by default. Just to let you know, I turned this off immediately once I saw this. So we are good to go here. We opted out. So, but yeah, I'll go into the story. But, we'll probably start looking in to see, there's no real ethical companies out there. So, but start looking to see if our streams will be, on YouTube rather than Twitch going forward. Yeah, we ain't like one of these big streamers that need to move. You guys can all find us, the ones that are usually here. It won't affect the podcast if you're just a podcast listener. So, but I'm going to start looking into that. Twitch users have started objecting to the site's use of their content being used to train generative AI models by default. The company posted a message via its support account on X on Wednesday, telling users that it had added a setting that lets you opt out of having your channel content used to train generative AI models across Amazon. The message has resulted in backlash from users who don't want their content being used to train generative AI models and who believe there should have been an option to opt in instead of everyone being opted in by default until they realize it's happening and opt out. To opt out, users have to go to the security settings on Twitch and turn off the option which says training for generative AI. In a frequently asked question on Twitch's support page, it explains generative AI content models are AI tools that can help create or synthesize content outputs like text or images when given instructions or prompts because they are also trained on content. When you allow training, that means that your content may be used for future Gen AI model improvements. An example of what happens when you allow your content to be used for training a Gen AI content model is that your audio might help refine models that create text-to-speech, which would also help improve captions at Twitch, but would also help improve captions across Amazon. When opting out, Twitch says your streams, VODs, clips, stream chats, and pictures and text on your channel will not be used in the future training of a model developed by Amazon, whose purpose is generative or synthesized text, audio, images, or video. It doesn't entirely opt the user out of all AI and machine learning uses at Twitch. Even if the user opts out, the site will still use auto mod, which helps keeps our community safe, but does not retrain your data and use it to produce content. It will also still use AI to auto-generate captions for users' content, but does not retain your stream or your clips to train a model that can generate new content. Yeah, so this goes on. It's just really terrible. Yeah, so as I said, I'm looking in to see if YouTube's a viable option. We might even be able to stream better on YouTube. Yeah. The only thing I might, if that's the way we go for our live streams, the only thing I may leave that open to in the future is I saw a program that you can set up, which creates like a VODs channel, where I can link up the playlist on YouTube to just constantly stream videos on Twitch. And if that's something we can do to just have a fun VODs channel. Maybe somebody randomly finds it and, comes and watches us over on YouTube. But yeah, a lot of thinking here on the Game Vault, podcast. I would say personally, I would want to just test it and we wouldn't go full switch off of Twitch. Hey, that rhymed. Until 2027, like January. I want to, as shitty as it is, I want to go through the Extra Life season on Twitch, just in case if there's people that don't know we switched over, and I would like to not lose those donations to that. Maybe we multi-stream or do something like that. for that, but Extra Life streams will probably still be on Twitch, just because I don't think as much opportunity as possible to help the kids. So, but this is really shitty. As someone that has lived through, what was it, Justin TV, and then Hitbox, and all that other stuff before Twitch became the go-to. Meta Malicious, I was saying, YouTube is probably the best alternative for us, and Google is a shitty company as well. So, it's one of those things where we're not big enough to go, either way. But it's something to look into if it becomes even worse. But yeah, it's one of those things that kind of sucks. So I wish they did not do this, obviously. Next up, in slightly better news, D23 was this week. There's lots of movie stuff and all. X-Men announced. What do you have your opinions about that and all? But for us, here at the Game Vault Pod, the most important thing was the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer reveal, all that stuff that happened. So I pulled 2 stories here. We'll start off with this one, which was some of the more newsworthy notes. So this story from Video Games Chronicle says, that is not happening. Nomura promises players Kingdom Hearts 4 will not be delayed. On Friday, Square Enix announced during Disney's D23 conference in Anaheim that Kingdom Hearts 4 was set to be released in late 2027. This was followed by a Kingdom Hearts panel which took place at D23 on Saturday night and featured a surprise appearance by Nomura, who took to the stage to discuss the game. During this, Nomura, who has directed every Kingdom Hearts game, promised players who were skeptical of the late 2027 release window that there was no reason to believe this wouldn't be achieved. We announced that the game is going to be coming in late 2027, Nomura said, and I saw online that some people were saying, maybe the actual release date might still get pushed back. I just want to set the record straight. That is not happening, so I do hope that people look forward to the game coming in 2027. A lot of the marketing for the game has only just started, and so I do hope that people also look forward to hearing more news as well. During Friday's announcements, that's my next story, so we can skip that. So, grain of salt and all that. So there's hope, that this gets out before discs go away. In case if you play on PlayStation, you can get a disc version of this. I know Tom really would want that. More Kingdom Hearts news. Kingdom Hearts D23 Blowout confirms anime series release window and more. Announced during a D23 presentation in California on Friday, Disney and the Kingdom Hearts anime said the Kingdom Hearts anime series will be coming to Disney Plus and the Disney Channel. The series is being created in collaboration with Nomura and the creative team at Square Enix, according to the announcement. Ready for a new adventure? An original Kingdom Hearts anime series inspired by the beloved video game franchise is coming soon, the company said. During the same presentation, Disney confirmed that Kingdom Hearts 4 will release in late 2027 and feature a world based on Pixar's Coco. You can see the first footage in the showcase trailer they had. It's a pretty cool trailer. Go ahead and even as somebody that's never really played many Kingdom Hearts games, I've played a couple, but only for a few hours. But the Coco stuff looked really good. Early this summer, Square Enix revealed new gameplay for Kingdom Hearts 4, the first in 4 years, along with confirmation that the game will be available on Switch 2 day one. A new installment in the action. This is just the thing. Kingdom Hearts 4 looks like it's well on its way. God, I wish I could. So, some great news coming out of D23, makes Disney actually recognizing Kingdom Hearts, which has been the first time in a while they've done that. But it probably has to be because of they got the anime. So now they will, acknowledge it. So good news coming out in 2027 for you Kingdom Hearts fans out there. Next up for me, images of a 40th anniversary Legend of Zelda Switch 2 and Pro controller have reportedly been leaked. The reported images show the packaging for a Nintendo Switch 2 console with a custom dock and Joy-Cons, as well as separate Switch 2 Pro controller. I might actually get the Pro controller. Both packaging shows a 40th anniversary logo, implying that the alleged products are designed to mark the 40th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda, rather than the upcoming Ocarina of Time remake. The images were shared online by Brazilian journalists and Universo Nintendo editor-in-chief, Felipe Lima, who previously claimed to have been shown both products. According to the reporter, the images are exactly as I saw it previously. When one follower asked him if the console or controller images were fake, he replied, "Both are legit." Lima previously accurately leaked the Switch 2 logo back in January 2025, before it was released by Nintendo, after claiming he had been sent a photo from a reliable source. If the images are indeed authentic, the Switch 2 console appears to have a Triforce design on the deck, as well as Joy-Con controllers with the Triforce designs on them. The Pro controller, meanwhile, has a similar Triforce design, as well as green and black handles, similar to the black and white handles featured on the Tears of the Kingdom Pro controller for Switch 1, and the colored handles featured on the limited edition Splatoon Pro controllers. A further image posted by Lima appears to show the back of the Pro controller, which shows a small Link sprite from the original NES, The Legend of Zelda. So yeah, I am... yeah. Yeah, it's like, I don't think I could have held out for a system like this. Like, I had to get the Switch 2 before the price went up. But yeah. Yeah. I mean, I agree. The Mister is great. I've just been looking into getting a new controller for my Switch 2, and this might be a good excuse to do that. That's all. So it's yeah, that's really where I am on it. I'll see what the prices are when they come out and all that, but yeah. Like I said, I've been looking into a Pro controller. Tom sent me some good ones, I think from 8-Bit Dough or somebody else. Yeah. I was literally just saying that, Night Duck. That's pretty funny. Yeah. We're going through it. Yeah. But yeah, that was some point down the line anyway. Because I'm currently using my Switch 1 Pro controller here to play non-handheld, and I feel there's a connection issue, like a lag a little bit. Also, it makes me kind of have to be not lazy, and you can't turn on the console with that controller, which is weird. But yeah. So looking forward to see if anything else comes out with this. Next up, Simpsons creator Matt Groening seemingly accidentally confirms that The Simpsons Hit and Run is coming back. The Simpsons Hit and Run was originally released in October 2003 for PS2, GameCube, and Xbox, and was The Simpsons' take on Grand Theft Auto. Before that, in 2001, there was a Crazy Taxi-like The Simpsons Road Rage. Fans have been asking for a release of both games for some time now, though Hit and Run is the one that has the most interest. During a Simpsons panel, this is so weird. During a Simpsons panel at Disney's D23 convention in Anaheim, one attendee asked the panel whether, now that a second Simpsons movie was on the way, there was a potential for a second Hit and Run game too. That certainly would be a treat, the Simpsons showrunner Matt Selman said. Selman co-wrote the original hit-and-run game, as well as its predecessor, The Simpsons Road Rage. I don't know if I'm speaking out of turn, but I think the original game is coming back in some form. Groening then said to gasp in the audience. Or not, Selman comically interjected, seemingly trying to de-escalate Groening's apparent confirmation. Groening then quickly changed the subject by telling an anecdote about making the games instead. By the way, one of the first Simpsons game was The Simpsons Road Rage. He said, and as people said, you can't call it Road Rage. That will encourage Road Rage. And we did it anyway, obviously. And then the next game came out, which was Hit and Run. Nobody had a problem. Also, Selman joked, the lawyers of Crazy Taxi said you can't rip off Crazy Taxi, and money changed hands. So yeah, Hit and Run's a really good game. If you can find a way to get your hands on it. And you love The Simpsons, it'll be even better for you. But even as someone that's a, fan of The Simpsons, but not a super fan, it's still, has a lot in there for you. If you can find a way to play Hit and Run now. Hopefully they remake it or remaster it or whatever. Because like I said, it was actually a good game. Road Rage was fine too. It's The Simpsons wrestling that's kind of terrible. But yeah. I really hope that Hit and Run does come back because I think it would be as successful nowadays, especially with GTA 6 coming out as well. All right. I think that's all the D23 news we have. Our next story, Phantom Blade Zero gets an 11-minute trailer with a PlayStation State of Play coming next week too. As well as the trailer, Sony announced that the new State of Play presentation solely focused on Phantom Blade Zero will take place next week. The game, which was developed by Chinese studio S-Game, is set for release on PlayStation 5 and PC on October 29th. Before that State of Play, which will take place tonight at 10 p.m., is showing more of the game in action. That's a really weird time. The announcement of the State of Play was accompanied by the 11-minute pre-order trailer, which reveals that martial arts film star Donnie Yen will appear in the game. According to S-Game, Yen has been serving as the game's creative consultant since 2023, bringing his martial arts and action filmmaking expertise to our combat design to help deliver an authentic kung fu experience. Yen will also make an appearance in the game where he will play Mo Yan, the father of the protagonist's soul. So Phantom Blade Zero is another game that's on my list, but there's a whole bunch of games above it. So I'll probably try and play it at some point. But I loved everything I've seen about it. And if I had more time, it would be a game I would try to get in by the end of the year. But I also already have 5 or 6 games that I have to squeeze in before December for my game of the year. So this one might need to, wait for it a little bit. Yeah. So, yeah. I appreciate that, Night Duck. But I have a bunch, so it wouldn't be till 2027 for me anyway, unless if I get through a lot of things a lot quicker than I think in the fall. So, but this game looks really cool. It's definitely one of those games I would at least start playing, and we'll see if I would go all the way through with it. I always, it's always, everything in life is 50-50, but with a lot of these games, it ends up being 50-50 for me as well, if I will see them all the way through. And it has nothing to do with the quality of the game, just probably a lot more to do with hitting a skill wall for me, which is what happens in a lot of the Souls games. Next up, Persona 4 Revival producer says remakes of Persona 1 and 2 are something we should definitely do. Persona 4 Revival, which is set for release on February 18, 2027, is a remake of the 2012 Persona 4 Golden, which itself is an expanded version of 2008's release Persona 4. It follows Persona 3 Reload, a remake of the third Persona game, which was released in 2024, but fans have been asking whether the first two games will ever get the remake treatment too. In a recent interview with Gamer Braves, Persona 4 Revival's Kazuhisa Wada was asked whether fans would ever see Persona and Persona 2 remakes, or whether Atlus' focus was shifting entirely to Persona 6 once Persona 4 Revival was released. At this point, I can't say for sure. Wada replied, but personally, I think it's something we should definitely do. I think we have to do it. The first game in the series, Revelations Persona, was released on PS1 in 1996 and later ported to PSP in 2009 with an updated UI, increased battle speed, balance adjustments, and a new soundtrack. This was followed by Persona 2 Innocent Sun and Persona 2 Eternal Punishment, two separate games released on PS1 in 1999 and 2000 respectively. Both games were ported to the PSP in 2011 and 2012 respectively. Since then, Persona, Persona 2 Innocent Sun, and Persona 2 Eternal Punishment have generally lain dormant as Atlus continues to favor the more recent 3rd, 4th, and 5th entries in the series, which have received numerous remakes and spin-offs. Atlus confirmed during the Xbox showcase in June that Persona 6 is currently in development and will be available on Game Pass day 1. So yeah, Persona 1 and 2 I have never played those games. They are wildly different from what I've seen from 3, 4, and 5. So this would be the equivalent, not the equivalent, but on like the same, I don't know what I'm looking for, but on the same level as if they've remade GTA 1 and 2 to give anybody else out there that's never played a Persona game a reference. GTA 1 and 2, vastly different from 3, 4, 5, and eventually 6, and all the other spin-offs. Persona 1 and 2, same way. So yeah, a remaster or remake of these would be something that would have to be a passion project, because I don't know how many people would, if the same people that loved at least 4 and 5, I don't know if they would love 1 and 2. But we'll see. But it is definitely something I should try and do. Just because, as a selfish person, I would like to play a more remastered version of those games rather than trying to play it on the PS1. So, yeah. Hopefully they come in the next couple years or so. Next up, just an odd stat that I saw out there in this story. 21% of Nintendo Switch 2 owners have bought Pokemon Pocopia. The Nintendo and the Pokemon Company have confirmed that their Koei Tecmo partnered Switch 2 exclusive Pocopia has sold more than 5 million copies since its release in March. That means in just 5 months, the Life Sim game has been purchased by 21% of Nintendo Switch 2's 23.68 million install base. That also places Pokemon Pocopia as the second best-selling Switch 2 game behind Mario Kart World's 15 million sales, although that title was bundled with the console at launch, and ahead of Donkey Kong Bonanza's 4.78 million. They may mention it here, but I'll bring it up right now. Those 3 games are part of the 3 games you get if you bought a Switch 2 recently. So it's no surprise that if they're counting those as sales, it's no surprise that those 3 games are the top 3 games. Pocopia was mainly developed by Koei Tecmo's Omega Force, led by directors behind the sandbox game Dragon Quest Builders 2. Notably, Pokemon Pocopia was released as a game key card, which is essentially a digital download code on a physical game card. So not surprised that this is one of the 3 games. Like I said, it's one of the games you can choose when you buy a Switch 1. I don't know if that deal is still going on, but it was. But I've only heard great things about Pocopia. I don't think I think I made the right decision picking Mario Kart World just from an economic standpoint, because it was basically $30 off. But yeah, all 3 of those games seem amazing, and I'm not surprised that they're up on that list. It'll be fun to see what happens when we get Fire Emblem, when Zelda comes eventually, where Pocopia sits at that point. All right, next up, this is another one for me. Netflix is shutting down Oxenfree studio Night School 6 weeks after its last game was released. Oxenfree was my game of the year it came out. I have not been able to play Oxenfree 2, another one that gets pushed to the backlog. But I will probably try and play it at some point. As reported by GameFile, the streaming service is shutting down the California studio after acquiring it in 2021, making it the first studio to be acquired by Netflix. Night School released the critically acclaimed Oxenfree in 2016, and released Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals after it was acquired by Netflix, as well as Black Mirror spin-off mobile game Thronglets. Just 6 weeks ago, it released Unhinged, an interactive horror game designed to be played through Netflix's cloud streaming service, where the player uses their phone to act as the controller and the protagonist's actual phone in the game. Now, the studio is being shuttered along with plans to shut down Finnish studio Moonloot, which was founded in 2022 and was reportedly working on an Animal Crossing-style life sim game. The Netflix spokesperson told GameFile that it was focusing its attention more on party games, story-driven games, and games aimed at children, and titles with more widescreen appeal, including the recent FIFA World Cup game, which, by the way, was dog shit. We see an opportunity to be more focused in our execution, so we are making organizational changes to the businesses to match those priorities, they told the publication. They added, "We're incredibly grateful to the talented colleagues we're saying goodbye to today. We thank them for all their contributions to Netflix and wish them the best." It was also confirmed that Netflix will be laying off staff from its internal games team, but the exact number of jobs lost wasn't made clear. So, again, like, Netflix, part of that, part of their statement there, I can understand. I can see Netflix, if they want to do the whole through the streaming cloud, through the phone thing, if they're going to focus on party games, if they're going to focus on FMV games, which would be story-driven games, and games aimed at children, you know, kids be able to use, secondary things as screens or something like that. The more wide stream apparel and picking the FIFA World Cup game, which was an awful, awful video game, it's just, I don't know where they're getting that from. But the first part of that statement, I do agree with. If they focus on that, maybe it'll, end up pulling in a profit for them. But just a shame. Night School, really good studio. And, their games have been, surprise hits, at least for me there. So hopefully they land on their feet, or everybody involved in the studio gets, on their feet somewhere else. Next up, 2K unveils ambitious new studio stuffed with EA Sports FIFA talent. Small Axe Studio is a AAA development studio formed from 2K's exploratory Sports Lab project, which was established back in 2023. It said in an announcement. Notably, the new developer is based in Vancouver, where EA makes its FC games, and is full of former EA Sports veterans. The studio is led by executive producer Aaron McCarty, who had previously held the same role for EA's FIFA team for over 15 years until 2021. Small Axe's design head is another EA veteran, Gary Peterson, who worked on FIFA titles spanning back to 2006. Other 20-year EA Sports veterans at Small Axe include head of operations Tom Pan, engineering lead Mike Thompson, and technical art director John Cruz. According to an announcement, 2K wants Small Axe to use its expertise to redefine the future of sports video games. Although no specific sports is mentioned in the announcement, potentially of note is that the studio's logo takes the form of a football club-style badge on a sports shirt. In a LinkedIn post, executive producer McCarty said, "The studio exists to take the industry boldest challenges, and our name reflects that. With vision, hunger, and focus, Small Axe can take down a big tree." So, I love that LinkedIn word salad there at the end. But, yeah, if they can give I don't know where the licenses sit for some games. I know Madden and a lot of the FIFA stuff. I don't know if they have exclusivity, the FC stuff with all the like Premier League and MLS and all that stuff. But if this studio can, if the NHL doesn't have an exclusive license, maybe they can make an alternate to the NHL games, which have been very average to mid, the last 10 years or so. Or Challenge FC, or something like that, or give the NFL another choice to not re-up with EA, especially with EA doing its bullshit with Saudi Arabia. Maybe having an alternate for some sports games would be something to look into. So I until I see that they do something terrible, I'm going to applaud and back these guys, and hopefully they can give us all an alternative so that we don't have to give our money to Saudi Arabia. I mean, we don't have to. They're not forcing us to give money to Saudi, but you know what I mean. I would like to have an alternative. I'm not doing eFootball because the Konami thing is trash. The Netflix thing was trash. Give me something good, and I will gladly leave EA after 30 years plus of playing their video games. But yeah. So this was nice to see pop up while looking for stories today. Next up, Super Mario Sunshine, the worst Super Mario game, has now been added to Switch's online GameCube library. Nintendo announced last month that the 3D platformer was coming to Switch Online in August, and it's now available to play on Switch 2 through the Nintendo Classics GameCube app. The second 3D platformer starring Mario after the seminal Super Mario 64, Sunshine sees Mario visiting Isle Delfino, where his vacation is interrupted by Shadow Mario, a villain vandalizing the island with graffiti. Mario is convicted for this mess. He gets flooded and all, whatever. So this leaves the games currently on the Nintendo GameCube thing as Chibi Robo, F-Zero GX, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. God, it's still going to make me mad. Luigi's Mansion, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, Soul Calibur 2, Super Mario Strikers, Super Mario Sunshine now, and Wario World. So if you do have the extra Nintendo online subscription, you can now play Sunshine. I don't know why you would want to, but you can now play Sunshine on there. And continuing our train of games you can play through streaming services, Amazon Prime's 9 free games to keep for August, including action RPG Steel Rising. This month includes action RPG Steel Rising and Color 'em Up Spray Paint Simulator. Although the service is now part of Amazon's Luna game service, which mostly deals with streaming games, the offer here remains the same as it was when the service was known as Prime Gaming. This means as part of your Amazon Prime subscription, players are given a selection of PC games every month to claim, download, and keep. While other services such as PlayStation Plus and Xbox Game Pass only give the players access to the games for as long as they remain subscribed, Amazon's games are instead codes which are redeemed on other stores such as GOG, Epic Games Store, and Amazon's own games launcher. This means players will continue to have access to these titles even if they cancel the Amazon Prime subscription. Alright, so the games for August, the ones available right now, are Right and Down, Hive Swap Friend Sim, Pyramids and Aliens Escape Room, Airship Kingdoms Adrift, Steel Rising, and the ones coming this week, Royal Romances, Forbidden Magic, Spray Paint Simulator, and then the ones coming next week are Haven Dock and Clash Artifacts of Chaos. Players can still claim some of July's gaming titles, but they will start to dissipate over the month. That includes In Sound Mind, XCOM Chimera Squad, which I recommend if you don't have it. I love that game. If you have Amazon Prime, why not download a few free games to add to your GOG library? Welcome back, Goat. I think you're going to be excited about the next story. August PS Plus game catalogs include Helldivers 2, Vampire Survivors, and Kingdom Come Deliverance. PlayStation announced this month's PS Plus games catalogs, which include Helldivers 2 and Kingdom Come Deliverance. Joining them are Vampire Survivors, Hell Is Us, Uma Musume, Pretty Derby, Party Dash, 2 Point Museum, Metro Exodus, and Dying Light. According to Sony, Helldivers 2 will be available later today, which means it's already out. Kingdom Come Deliverance and Vampire Survivors will be available tomorrow. Everything else will be available on August 25th. Yeah. Every game in the catalog will be available to Extra and Premium subscribers, while the 2 games, retro games, are only available on Premium. I have Extra, so I'll be able to download these games. But yeah, those are, if you have Extra or Premium and you're looking to get into a couple of these games, which I am, this is part of the reason why I am still on the fence about Game Pass. I'm probably going to downgrade because I've really only upgraded for the last 2 months just to play Forza. I don't see any reason to stay, but I will definitely keep Extra, just because every so often they pop a couple games that I want to play. And I get to play them. And it's cheaper. Anyway, so it'll save me money in the long run. Yeah. Always a good sign when the actual hit PS Plus thing sort of works out. All right, so that will do it for the podcast. Thank you all for being here. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel. Where we have most of our... I'm still way behind on my VODs. It's just my things are like 3 to 4 hours long, and sometimes it just takes a while to process. But I will eventually, maybe next Saturday, I can be playing Mina and having games downloaded here or something. Just to get... I'm going to try and finish all the Mega Mans. I think Mega Man 4 is the only one that's not up. 3 or 4 because Episode 1 was corrupted or something. I forget why we don't have Episode 1. But one of them's not up there. I'll get that up later. But I will at least finish off the Mega Mans. We'll finish off UN Squadron. Finish off Bond. And then I'll get working on Trails. Especially those last ones are long. So, hopefully in the next month or so, I should be caught up on the VODs. Fingers crossed. And you can also, if you want to discuss video games with us, you can, who's become Mega Man? That would be a fun. That'd be a fun game. Like his change from a Mega Boy to a Mega Man. So anyway, join the Patreon for They Called This a Movie. Patreon.com/TCTAMpod. Just for $1, join the Discord, talk video games with us, movies, music, bunch of things over on there. Yeah, I'm going to probably be dropping question of the week thing over there for this. I don't know if there's really anything. There's... because a bunch of the questions I'm thinking coming out of this episode, I already know the answers to, and I won't deem anything from it. The best question was the one from 2 weeks ago where I asked what people were excited for, and I got a couple games, outside of the ordinary, which was fun. So maybe I'll come up with something else there. But either way, be sure to check it out. Like I said, it's only $1, and it's a fun time over there. We'll be back tonight with restarting of Harvest Moon, since I now know how to plant things and not waste seeds, which seems very important in that game. You can get away with misplanting seeds in Stardew Valley, but this looks like, no, you need to know how to plant. So I figured out how to plant, so we should be good to go. And then on Friday, we should be back for Final Fantasy X. Saturday, like I said, I'm off, so we will definitely be playing Fantasian Neo Dimension. And then Sunday we'll be back here for the news hour. So, yeah, we hope to see you then. But for now, make sure you do tune in tonight if you're listening to this on your podcast catcher of choice, or on YouTube, or if you're watching this live, it'll be tomorrow. But yeah, we're going to be restarting Harvest Moon, or Farm Simulator 1996, as we have grown to call it here at the Game Vault Pod. Thank you all for listening. Thank you, Night Duck. Thank you, Goat. Thank you, Metal Militia. And we will see you next time. Bye!